Hi there, it's Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage, Women's Empowerment. Welcome or welcome back. As women, we often find ourselves nurturing others, offering support, and being there when someone needs a shoulder to lean on. And while there's nothing wrong with that, these traits are really admirable. They can also make us sometimes, though, unfortunately, prime targets for needy individuals who drain our time, drain our energy, and our emotional resources, i.e. emotional labor. Recognizing and setting boundaries with these types of people is crucial for maintaining our well-being. Now, before we jump in, be sure to share, like, and subscribe, and share this video with other women who want to level up their lives by getting rid of needy people. Now, the reason I think this is so important is because, let's face it, women do a lot of emotional labor. Emotional labor in our romantic relationships, emotional labor in marriages, emotional labor at work, emotional labor with children, emotional labor in family. We spend a lot of our time and our energy listening to others and coddling and nurturing and giving advice. And don't get me wrong, again, there's nothing wrong with building social relationships that involved emotions. That's a great thing. But it can be very cumbersome when you are looked at, because of your gender, as the one who's always supposed to do that work. And it's not just, I'm not just making this out to, men that need emotional labor. There are women who need emotional labor too. So this video is really about any person who is needy in your life, who require a lot of emotional labor. I'm telling you, the mental and physical work that you put in to deal with these people, a lot of times is way more than you should be giving. So I want to give you some tips on why and how you can truly deal with these needy, overly emotional, overly, manipulative sometimes people. So let's really talk about understanding better what this needy personality looks like. Needy people often exhibit behavior patterns that make them highly dependent on others for emotional support, validation, and even practical assistance. They always need to call you to do something for them. They may constantly seek reassurance, demand your attention, and become overly reliant on you for their happiness. Now, while it's natural to want to help others, it's essential to recognize when this crosses the line into unhealthy territory. See, when it crosses the line into unhealthy territory, it can impact your life. Dealing with needy individuals can be exhausting. They drain your energy constantly because you're constantly attending to their needs, and it can feel you emotionally and physically depleted. You might find yourself overwhelmed and stressed with little time for your own life and your own self-care. So just know they're going to drain you. The other thing about needy people and how they impact your life is that needy people often demand more time than you can reasonably give. They may expect you to drop everything just like that, at the drop of a hat, to help them, leaving you with less time for your goals and personal interests. The other way that needy people can impact your life is that they can create emotional turbulence. Their constant need for validation can lead to emotional manipulation, where you actually start to feel guilty or responsible for their well-being. And you're not responsible. These aren't your children. These are grown adults. And this can create unnecessary emotional turbulence in your life, even though they're not your responsibility. So the first step to dealing with needy people is really acknowledging when someone's neediness is becoming problematic. Again, it's one thing to help out now and again, but when it's all the time, you have to pay attention to how often they rely on you and how it affects your mood and your energy levels. The second way is to make sure that you're communicating your boundaries assertively, kindly, but assertively. Let them know that while you care about them, you also need time and space for yourself and your life and your activities and things that are important to you. Lastly, you always need to prioritize your mental and emotional health. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Ensure that you're taking care of your own needs first before attending to others. Just like they say on the plane, put your oxygen mask on first before helping someone else. If someone constantly drains your energy, it might be necessary to limit your interactions with them. This doesn't mean cutting them off entirely, but rather reducing the time and energy you invest in the relationship. So maybe you don't call them every week, or you don't go out all the time with them. Maybe it's just every now and again. Seek support if setting boundaries feels challenging. Seek advice from trusted friends or a therapist or a support group. They can offer guidance on how to navigate these situations effectively. It's empowering to recognize that you have the right to protect your time and energy. By setting boundaries with needy individuals, you create space for more fulfilling relationships and be able to pursue things that actually enrich your life. Remember, it's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. It's actually essential for living a balanced and a fulfilling life. In the end, being selective about where you invest your time, your energy, and even your money allows you to focus on what truly matters. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you and respect you. That's the most important thing. They respect your time and they respect your energy. And don't be afraid to step back from those who don't. Your energy and your time are valuable, so spend them wisely. Again, this isn't saying that you have to be a terrible person, but you have the right to recognize your needs. And if you're like, oh, Tiffany, I'm still not sure if this person is draining me, if you think about them, or if they call you and you're looking at the phone and you're like, oh gosh, I do not want to talk to them right now, they are draining you. They are. If you feel in your gut, in your soul, in your body, like every time they get in touch with you or they contact you, that you have a terrible feeling or you start to feel sick or you just feel annoyed, they're probably a needy person. And again, it doesn't mean you have to completely cut them off, but it may just be that you need to give yourself space from them. Stop answering the phone. Stop coming over. Tell them no, you can't do it. Start implementing boundaries, and it may take time for them to catch on, and that's okay, but at least you have your peace. And let me tell you this, peace is absolutely priceless. When you're sitting up angry because you said yes to something that you didn't really want to do for the 100th time from a person that you don't even want to be bothered with, the only person who that's going to affect is you. You said yes. You made the decision. So understand this neediness that people have is not your problem. And here's the thing, from my own personal experience, when you deal with needy people, if they can't get what they want from you, they'll just go to someone else. The only reason they come to you is because they know you always say yes. So that's why they go to you. If you start setting boundaries and standing up for yourself and saying no, they're not going to come to you. And after a while, they may actually get the hint and say, oh wait, she keeps telling me no. I got to find somebody else to use. I got to find somebody else to manipulate. I got to find someone else to dump all of my issues on because she's not tolerating it. So I hope that helps when it comes to dealing with needy people and protecting your peace of mind. As always, be sure to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.